and welcome to the Savage Mountain Podcast. This is Chapter 10. I'm here with Jacob Bilbo, Gavin Dozier, and the great legend that is Alan Belcher. We're here to have unfamiliar conversations with familiar faces or familiar conversations with unfamiliar faces. This show is brought to you by NeoFit, Neo Life Physical Therapy and Wellness, and also Neo Golf. Get your short game up. So we're going to jump right into it.
Better at that, boy.
We're gonna jump right into it, man.
Come on.
And we're going to engage in the conversation with my guy, Gavin Dozier. I want to know your origin story. I mean, I know you. Everybody at this table know you. But the world don't know you. So can we jump into that?
Just like my introduction into martial arts.
Just everything that makes you, what got you here, other than driving here or walking here.
Well, I mean, I guess honestly, man, I could just start with like when I started training.
Yeah, man.
And that was, I was probably about 6 years old, actually. I was like 6 and I started in Kung Fu, which is like the wildest thing when I tell people that. But I did Kung Fu for a little while under a guy named Sifu Lipoma, and he's passed away in like probably 2021 or something. But yeah, I did Kung Fu for a while and then transitioned to Judo in middle school. And then did that for just a little bit, and then I stopped training for years, and then I started boxing when I was like 18. And then ever since I started boxing at 18, I just been nothing but martial arts until now. I'm 25 now, you know. Yeah. So yeah, man. And just like
on the path.
Yeah, I mean that's all I really know how to do or understand, you know, is just that.
Yeah. Just fight
just fighting. Yeah, just martial arts, just the way, the life of it. Pretty much it. That's all me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you feel like if that's your passion, your heart, how would you feel if would you consider this a hobby?
No, I can't. People have actually asked me that before, and I can't say it's a hobby because a hobby I feel like is just something you do on the side. For me, it's like it's all I think about all the time.
That is your life.
Yeah, so it's my life. You know, it's all I do.
A hobby is like when someone has the life that they don't really want, but they do the life that they want just a little bit.
Yeah.
On the side. Yep.
Spend 6 days working for somebody and do their hobby on the 7th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true. That's so true.
I had the pleasure of seeing that first fight, Empire. That's the first time I saw.
Oh, that was your first time,
seeing you in action.
Yeah, you were there. You were there, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dang, man. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing you when I walked out, too. Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think?
That's why I was like, that was the first time I saw you. I saw you practice.
Yeah.
You know, because you're always in the gym. It was the first time I see game time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's hard work and dedication, because a lot of times when you was back there at Top Team, ain't nobody back there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you just steady working, working.
I think one thing about me that's kind of a little bit different than a lot of fighters is a lot of guys they're more focused on the fighting aspect of it.
Yeah.
And they like getting in front of the crowd. They like the glory and stuff like that. I like the training part more. You know, I don't I don't like being in front of everybody as much. I like the training part. Yeah. So it's like, even if I never fought again, I would still train exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's an original, unique answer. I've never, I'm new to this or whatnot. As far as like seeing y'all as people, I've never heard that answer.
Well, dude, because I've met so many people being in the gym for so long, and I hear people that have never fought before, and they're already telling me like, yeah, man, like I already know what my walkout song is gonna be, and you know, telling me stuff like that. I'm like, why are you worried about that?
Yeah,
you know, like I know you know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna rip some Voodoo Child out, dude. I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna have damn confetti guns.
They're telling me all these things they're gonna do when they walk out. Like I'm gonna wear these shorts and like dude, that's not what you need to be focused on.
Do you feel like the mass the popularity of combat sports kind of like dilute they're like the purists, because you get these people that just jumping in for.
Yes,
We're seeing that. We're
It's like
seeing
when
that
dude.
heavy in the
It's
gym
like wanting to
now.
be a rapper. It's literally like wanting to be a rapper or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Ooh. As
Like-
an OG, how you feel about that?
I mean, I don't look down upon it. I just think it's just a level of maturity, probably.
Yeah.
You know, it's like anything. It's all the older people always look at the younger people coming up like that. Like
Okay.
they're,
Yeah.
you know, like they're watering it down and just trying to whatever get a piece of it. But I mean, for the most part, I think coming up from in martial arts, he just has a different level of maturity.
Yeah.
You know, he already had been, experienced. He come from a different perspective, I think, than most people.
That's so true, because the biggest thing that I got from doing Kung Fu wasn't knowing how to fight. Because, like, I was 6 years old, and I didn't really learn anything that would make me that much better at fighting than somebody else. But it was a lot of honor and, that type, the philosophy of Kung Fu was the big thing that I still carry with me.
That, and that's why
Yep.
my introduction to you being in the childcare, which you ever think like someone, that's what I'm saying, like seeing you whoop ass, and I'm like, this guy was doing childcare with my daughter for years. You know what I'm saying? There was years where you built up that relationship with my daughter. Like,
It's the hard and soft, like the yin and yang. Yeah.
to combat that. Do you ever have trouble with that? Because y'all were talking about a story where a guy ran into
He
you.
has trouble with that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real axe man came at this dude,
And
he had to kill him. He had to put him down.
I did not kill this guy. So, all right. So basically, what happened was this was 2023, like summer 23. So I got into a wreck, like right outside my house.
don't incriminate yourself.
I got
No cops
I'm-
were called. No worries.
Okay.
I'm good. So I got into a wreck like right outside my house. And I was on the way back home. This guy kept brake checking me. He was in this big lifted truck. He kept brake checking me, just being a dork. And so I tried to pass him.
You didn't curse?
He didn't want to. That's how pure this
being in
boy
the
is.
child care for so long is like.
There you go.
But I
He's
tried to pass him.
Dork is a high level
It's a good
Yeah.
compliment.
Goober makes me so happy.
A goofball.
Yeah, a goober.
So I tried to pass him and he sped up whenever I was going to pass him. So when I went to get back over, our vehicles just barely touched and we both lost control. And so I ended up in the ditch right in front of my house and he went kind of in the trees next to it. And so
He's in the backyard.
I'm
now.
like sitting there in my car, I'm still thinking about the fact that I'm alive. Like my car just spun out. I landed in a ditch. I'm like, wow, I'm not dead. And as I'm processing that, this guy is coming up to my car door with an axe. So I already
a hatchet or an axe.
a hatchet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
with a hatchet.
okay,
so
okay.
so I see him
More
coming to my
dangerous.
door with a hatchet. I'm like, okay, I wasn't already dead, but I'm probably about to die now. This guy's gonna kill me. So he comes up to my door, and my window's down. And so he starts like yelling at me and like banging on my door, and I'm like, I tried to open my door. I don't know why.
What was he yelling?
You dork! Yeah, I'm like, hey, goofball, and I tried to open my door.
Expletives.
And I tried to open my door. He slammed it back, and I was like, look, man, I'm calling the cops. You know what I mean? I'm calling the cops.
Window still down.
Window's still down. Yeah, I'm calling the cops. So me saying that, he kind of walked back over to his truck, and so I called the cops. I told them I got in a wreck. For some reason, you got to think my adrenaline is way up. For some reason, I did not say anything about him having a hatchet. I was just like, I got into a wreck, and then that was it. I told him where we were at and everything. But he put his hatchet up. And so I got out of my car and I was like, hey man, I can't let you get back next to your truck again, And so I told him super calm. I was like, hey man, if you get back next to your truck, I'm gonna have to kill you. And then he heard me say that and he sat there for a second and he he was like, I guess he could tell I was being serious because he went and sat next to my car. And yeah, but this is a big dude. This is a big guy. And yeah, he went and sat next to my car and just waited for the cop to come. And I told the cop that the axe was there, that he had it in his the hatchet. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The hatchet was there, and he had it in his truck. And the cop looked at him and was like, "You got a hatchet in your truck?" And he was like, "You try to attack him with it?" And he was just like, "Yeah." And the cop was like, "Okay, come over here." He's like, brought him away from like
Grabbed him
both
by
the
his
vehicles.
ears and shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, but
Why would you tell somebody that?
yeah, man, yeah.
That's the most Batman shit ever heard. Like, you calmly told him, like, I'm gonna kill you if you go back to the car.
Yeah. Hey,
He
man.
sat down.
I think just
I'll kill you.
Yeah. I think just knowing, like, I know. Okay, and it comes back to fighting. You know, I knew that like I would be able to, like, not that I would technically be able to with my skill level or whatever, but that I would mentally be able to. You know what I mean? Not that like I wouldn't stop before he was dead. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I wouldn't stop before he was dead.
So sometimes, like, in regards like the art that is like combat sports, and
Yeah.
fighting, is it more so the wherewithal or the awareness, the discipline to know like you can go there,
Yeah.
but you choose
not to.
You're gonna
Yeah.
stop before I do.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
If he would have started sprinting towards the truck, like,
Yeah.
you think you would have chased? You think you would have dogged his ass?
Yeah.
You know? I know.
Come on,
I know you
yeah.
would. I know you
You
would.
know this.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Let me
and
kick off my slides.
That just
real
goes
quick.
back to the duality, like we were talking about. You know, like
yeah.
the hard and soft. Like when I'm playing with Mel, you know,
Yeah.
holding her and we're like laughing and stuff. You wouldn't really think that part of me
Yeah.
exists.
Okay.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a duality? Talk to me, because I heard a
We're gonna get into
conversation.
that.
Go for it.
Duality. I think I don't know. I feel like my take on that may be a little hard to comprehend. But I mean, the idea.
Somebody
that-
on there.
I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
That when duality is an illusion. So that's why people can't understand why someone can be so soft, and they just see like your persona. It's a shallow level.
Yeah.
Duality is a shallow level. The deeper level is the non-duality, and it's all one thing.
You're
which
all
is-
just
It's like
one.
all encompassing.
yeah, and that's the idea of being, just a higher, whatever you want to
Higher
call it,
self.
higher mind,
Higher
higher
self.
self, yeah, a higher level athlete, whatever it is. All those things, it's like combining those things together in a balance, harmony, and that's what martial arts is about.
Yeah.
So I guess
that's
that
so
would be
true.
the yin and yang. The yin and
Yeah.
yang
Yeah.
is still
Yeah,
one thing.
Oh,
It
that's
is
what
just
it's like.
one thing,
It's like
yeah,
balance.
Yeah.
Like
but it's a
That's-
balance.
that's
It's a
exactly what it
balanced
is.
portion. Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
I guess a duality.
That's kinda what I-
would
that's kinda
mean.
what I mean.
You
That's
said it.
kinda
You
what I
said
mean.
it right.
Yeah.
But a duality, I guess, would mean two separate things.
Being able to see,
yeah.
being able to see that how it goes together. Like me and Gavin's had conversations like this a lot, and we always talk about religion and political point of views and things, and we always come to an idea of like the truth is more like in the middle. It's like a balance,
Middle of the road type.
Whenever
thing.
when you go far one side or the other or whatever, you're making a mistake.
So
You're
he's
not
pretty
seeing the
much
full
yeah,
story.
he's pretty much saying what I mean, just in a way better way. You know what I mean?
What do you know?
Sorry,
He's been on this
semantic.
earth longer.
Yeah.
Okay, man, of semantic. So, despite upbringing, you choose to be good, right? So, like we all have, life or whatnot, things that happen our way. I grew up in a single parent home or whatnot. But you see certain things in life or whatnot. So as you go about that, how your psyche in regards to like dealing with that, but you still choose to walk the path of like choosing to be good,
Man, I like that. That's actually really cool. We're going deep. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, Savage Mountain Podcast.
Yeah. That's
With
cool.
or without Bilbo.
Yeah, with or without Bilbo.
Well,
I feel like honestly, man, I've seen a lot of bad stuff, and I think that makes me want to be good even more because it makes me almost like, if not me, then who else?
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like my responsibility. If I'm able to see that, and I've seen a lot of bad things, most people get angry and they want to be more bad than the bad things that they've seen. So they're almost like, oh, nothing can hurt me because I'm the one that's the monster. That, you know what I mean?
In my experience, dude, just knowing you, it's you don't even try. Like, I will say, you don't even try. Like, you don't even try, and you're like, oh, this is the most genuine MFer. That's for you over there, Deshaun. That's for you. This is the most genuine guy I know, and dude, you don't even try to be good. Like, every time you see him, like, oh, that's a good guy over there. That's a good guy. That's one of the heroes over there.
Oh,
dude,
that means a lot.
I'm telling you, I've never said this to you before, but I'm not trying to suckle nothing. I'm not with no moist. Right. That's just, dude's just a good dude, and he don't even try to be, and that's something special right there. You don't see that in a lot of folk.
Like, I'm not a saint or anything, of course. Like,
no, that's after you die.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, we all have our flaws in a sense, but and that's like, I don't know what it is. Like, the same kind of synergy energy that I have with Bilbo. It was the same thing with you. Like, seeing how my daughter just, like, man, just gravitated towards you. I'm like, bro, it's cool to be the villain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to work.
It's cool to be the villain. It's cool to be the bad guy. And that's just, and the zeitgeist, it just pumps that out. You know what I'm saying? But to go the other way when you could have easily embraced that one,
the Conor McGregor. The Conor McGregor.
I mean, controversy equals cash.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm sure he's just playing an act, but how long until it's not an act? You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
It is cool to be.
It starts to take over you like the symbiote. You know, like
it takes over you. Yeah,
it gets in there. It starts to influence decisions after a while.
Or imitating life
like that. Just Venom. Venom. Right?
Just Venom.
Just Venom.
But you don't watch comic book movies.
No, but I do watch just about every Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, I watch just about every one of his shows. You ever seen Legend? Movie, rather. You ever seen Legend?
Yeah, I've seen Legend. That's a great one. Bronson. Have you ever seen Bronson? Mm-mm. So Bronson is a bare knuckle fighter.
Watch out.
He wanted to be famous.
It's the story
so bad.
of Alan Belcher. Is it the story of Alan Belcher?
So check this out. So this guy would purposely go to prison and fight the guard so he can get solitary confinement. So he's in there by himself. And they're like, if I'm bad enough in prison, they'll send me to America so I could be famous. I may be butchering just a tad bit, but yeah, this guy, like the scene, the movie starts with him draping, like they gave him a cellmate and he was pissed. So he made a cellmate, lathered his whole body up in Vaseline.
Watch out.
And just square up. And they're like, what are you doing? And he was like, the guards are coming. And the guards just rush into this small room. And he toe-to-toe, guard after guard after guard. And his name is Bronson, but he just wanted to be famous. He was in jail so much where they was like, yo, just get him out.
They see, was he a white dude?
Huh?
Was he a white dude?
Yeah, Tom Hardy played him.
That's one. Okay. Okay.
Tom Hardy played him, man. This ain't no Robert Downey Jr. situation. Yeah.
That's why he lasted so long. You couldn't do that if you were a black dude in jail. No. After 3 guards, they'd went ahead and shot your ass.
Yeah. No, I found out that like they would starve you. You can't be bigger than the guards.
Oh? Well, I will say, have you ever been to jail?
I had a family member that was.
I will say they don't feed you no gourmet.
No, he came in. I think he was like a certain height and weight. It was like 280, 290, and the biggest guard was like 265. And you had to shrink him. You can't be bigger than the guards.
The biggest guard was 265.
Yeah,
or the biggest dude in there was 265.
No. My cousin came in at 295, 285 around that way, and the biggest guard there was 265.
I see.
So they had to shrink. They shrunk him down.
There was a discrepancy.
They're like,
because if he's that and you can't contain that.
Can't do nothing with that boy.
Like, oh man, we gotta drop him down.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go to something that I enjoy, like as far as like comic books, and I'm glad that you mentioned this. If you could give my stoic, like legendary guy over here to the right, if you could give him a character, in a Marvel.
You're
Who
gonna
would
love.
this- who
You're
would
gonna
this
love
char- Who
this.
would this character be?
Dang, that is such an awesome question. Hold
Roger
on,
Rabbit.
Don't do this to me.
Like the character that he's the most reminds me the most of, kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like this version of that.
I like that you said that.
Mm.
I like that you said that.
The first one that's coming to my head is Wolverine.
I was finna say Logan.
Yeah, that's the first one that's coming to my head.
Oh.
Just because Alan's super like chill, super like he doesn't freak
Mhm.
out about stuff or anything.
Super old, can't be killed.
Grizzled.
Hey, I thought you didn't have a mic over there.
So we're just laughing at nothing.
Yeah, we're just.
I would probably say Wolverine. I'd probably say Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man Logan, right? That what you talking about? Or are you just
You like that right there?
Wolverine in
The
general?
old man Logan right there.
I mean,
that's
I
two in
guess
a
I
row
guess
right
you say
there.
Old Man Logan. Yeah.
Because I would say Wolverine, Old Man Logan, because
It's like the
More
grizzled part that's been through a lot.
More
Yeah.
stoic version of Wolverine,
Bro, the
Because
stoic-
the earlier version of Wolverine was headstrong, balls to the wall. I feel
headstrong,
like.
ready to
Yeah.
roll, like just ready for war.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, the stoic, just draped with wisdom,
Yeah.
and he just
Didn't he get killed by a little girl?
Well, I think
Didn't
he
he get
died
killed
for
by
the
a
little
little
girl.
girl?
I think he died for the little girl. If I'm not
he died
mistaken.
for the little girl.
Yeah,
it was a
Yeah, that
noble
was like his
sacrifice.
daughter or something.
He purposely
Sacrifice.
like just kind of withered away.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
didn't want to
Yeah.
do it no more.
You're a hero.
Okay.
You're a hero.
Yeah, very heroic.
But I'm a
man.
huge comic book fan, so I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked that. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
Old
man.
Logan.
But Deadpool dug you back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then use your bones to kill a bunch of people.
it was pretty wicked.
Yeah.
Spoiler for anyone that haven't watched.
If you
at
haven't
this
wa-
point.
It's like
No,
at
it's
this
at the
point,
beginning. It's at
At
the
the,
beginning.
at this point, you haven't. Yeah.
they show the intro credits during
Yeah.
that scene. You're not missing anything.
This is true. This is true. So if we can double on that, how impactful on your journey as a combat sport athlete as this individual for you,
Oh my
and even
gosh.
Bilbo as well, because I mean, like, there's that.
Mhm.
You got the wise man that's next to you, giving you like just drips of gold, but then you got the big bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
Little
you know,
bro, to be
or
honest.
little
Am I
big
older
bro
than you?
or big little
You are
bro.
Am I older than you?
Yeah, you are older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say for Alan, like,
I see how you feel now.
man, it's really just like somebody to look up to. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like somebody that when I first came to the gym, kind of was like, whoa, like he's so cool. You know what I mean? Like I want to be
Yeah.
like him, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's still like that. It's still like that. Like, and then getting to train with him and hang out with him all the time and stuff. It's just like I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean? And for Bilbo, dude, Bilbo has helped me. Like,
Don't be weird.
listen,
You can make
Bil-
it.
Go
You
ahead.
can make it.
Go ahead.
It's your turn now. Bilbo has really, for all my like fight camps, like anytime I have anything going on, Bilbo's always been one of the main people that's helped me get ready for stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
somebody that I know is going to be there. Bilbo and Alex.
Mm.
Alex
when-
who?
Alex Harrell.
Harold.
Yeah, and
Black belt American top team. Shout out Alex.
two
Harold,
guys
our
that I
baby.
know, like they cornered me for my last fight.
Mm.
Two guys that I just know are going to be there. You know, like just really solid friends that I am so grateful that I'm doing this because I meet people like them. You know,
Yeah.
and
Same.
and even people that I know that don't train, they'll say stuff to me about like, man, all you like if I bring somebody to the gym and you know they're hanging out for a little bit and they don't really train though, but they're just like,
Yeah.
you know, one of my friends, they're like, man, all the people here are so like solid, like everybody's so just you know the
Yeah.
way that everybody gets along and everybody's just
Mhm.
cool with each other. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I feel like the weak-willed people and just the those people kind of get filtered out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the fake people and stuff like that. A lot, not all the time, but a lot of times they get filtered out. you know?
Yeah.
A lot, I mean, they'll show themselves out.
Yeah.
There. They'll show them because if you don't want to be a part of the community, we welcome you.
Yeah.
We welcome you. We love to see it.
Mhm.
But if you don't want to be a part of the community, slowly but surely you will just file out.
It happens organically. I feel like, like fighting's not something that everybody's going to keep doing. So
even just training.
Yeah,
Even
that's what I'm
just
saying.
training,
Like the training part. I've literally seen guys come to their first sparring day, spar, throw up, clean up the throw up, and never come back to the gym.
Never come back. Never come back. They started too early. Or like a lot of people are the opposite of you. They love the idea of fighting, but they don't like the idea of
Well, that's why I was
so
saying that.
hard,
Yeah, that's
right?
why I was bringing that up.
And I think I love that, dude, because I'm the same way. I love training.
Yeah,
You know
me
what
and
I'm
you,
saying?
dude, me and Bilbo were so similar.
God, it's
with a lot of
ridiculous.
those, with a lot of that stuff.
And we didn't take. We were just like, doesn't. Well, you were saying the synergy. We didn't even have to try.
Yeah.
We didn't have to try to be friends. It just it's good. What's
Now it's
cooking?
like now it's like I can't get away from this dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I won't let you.
Dang.
I got him in a single leg at all times.
Yeah.
So, Alan, leaning towards you, seeing this, because I mean, like you're I ain't gonna say kind of for me, you're like, without you, there is no Gavin and Bilbo, based off like what you've done on the Gulf Coast and bring in combat sports to like a sense of like normalcy where it's taboo to do these things. When at first, when I was around here, it was football. That's it.
That is true, man.
That is it. Like
I
I lived right across that warehouse.
Yeah.
And we just didn't think two shits about it. We were just
Right.
like, oh, there's just a way. All right, it's girls that live on the apartment complexes over there.
Yeah, you're gonna
That
try to
warehouse.
knock them off before I even step foot in that.
So yeah,
In
but
that
now
warehouse.
like you've created an empty space, even though it was something that was there before you. But now you've created like a community of brotherhood. You know, how does that feel to see that? You know?
I mean, it's cool. I don't really look at it that way. I feel like it's
Well, I do.
I feel like it's just part of the evolution, and I'm just kind of like part of the chain that you know. If it wasn't me, it would be someone else. But I feel like it was probably, would have probably been a few years behind. That's the only thing I would say. That
see, only he would give some kind of
That's
cool
what I was
answer
gonna
like
say,
that.
man. It's like, and this the thing. Like so many times, man, people don't give. Bruh. Yeah, like I don't want to give because a lot of time we wait too long to give flowers to people, like long after they're gone. You know, to acknowledge like the stuff that they've done. Like, I want to get you. He got a flower hat. I want to give it to him now, man. So it's, I mean, bro.
Man, I gotta give credit to my woman for the hat though. She's like,
It actually
you
is
gotta
cool.
stop
Like-
giving credit, giving yourself the credit for your style.
For them lids.
I was like, nobody compliments my style. She was like, yes, they do every day, and you take credit for it. Like, tell them that I buy all your clothes and tell you what to wear and stuff.
There we go.
That's
No,
fine.
I'll give it to her.
There you go.
I'll
What's
give
her
it to
name?
her.
Thank you.
Damn it,
Yeah.
Lens.
Hey,
Damn it,
for the
Lynn.
win. For the win. No, but like most cats, and I'm gonna talk about different sports. They go against it, like for NBA, for instance, basketball. They're like, oh man, everybody's soft now. Like back in my day, we punch our opposition in the face. We ain't about to like shake their hand and go have dinner with them and stuff like that. But you kind of embrace it, but in a sport where they don't even realize that it's more of a team sport, you know, and you just kind of like embrace the brotherhood of it.
Game
So-
day is 1v1, but every other day is completely a team sport.
And the thing is, though, y'all not talking about the event, you know, the announcement of it. Y'all talking about the process that builds up to it, the training, and that's where the brotherhood and the team component of combat sports come into play.
Honestly, I kind of want to redact that too. I don't even think game day is 1v1.
Yeah,
The actual game itself, sure. Even that, you still got two coaches.
you got
That, you still got two coaches that'll help you out the entire time. So I mean, you know what, it is a team sport.
It is.
And especially even when it comes to weight cut. When you're drained, when he's in a weight cut that last day, wherever, he's not driving.
Yeah.
He's not driving. You have to get somebody else to drive you. It's never an Uber either. You're not taking it like, where'd you fight last time?
Over in Biloxi.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so you didn't drive to weigh-ins. Somebody else did.
Somebody else
Did. Because no, we're not letting you drive like that, silly boy. Alex will come pick me up between wherever I need to go. It's hard to get out of the bathtub that morning because you're.
I mean, fighting's already so like stressful. If you were by yourself all the time, it would just wither you away.
Chip away.
You know?
You wouldn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a team sport than I think it is, even with a team all the time,
Yeah.
with a coach all the time.
And you think that's like it's always been a thing, or you just think it's the new? And you can
Yeah.
speak to this a little bit more.
No, I mean, I think it's more. Some people get that. When I was younger, I was more lonely and more like But looking back at it, like you're saying, it's like those people that supported me gave me a foundation for my confidence and things. But I just didn't really think of it in that way. I didn't like to ask people for help and things like that. But when I was I would always find the people that had the missing pieces to teach me, and I had a lot of different coaches and a lot of different helps in different areas, but I just internally I always thought it was me by myself, and looking back at it, it really wasn't.
Right.
But there's also there's an openness too that sometimes you're around those guys, but you're kind of like hiding in your true self or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think that to have that type of team mentality, that you got to be open and create those closer relationships.
Yeah.
That's definitely a better way. That's definitely a better way to go for sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do have that that lone wolf, that oxymoron thing to them, But I don't think that's the optimal way to go about it.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah,
I
no,
agree.
you're for sure, and that is a newer thing. Like you'll see, I feel like the younger guys get that a lot quicker because in a lot of ways you're more wise, and the
we had good
generation
coaches, man.
from your
Yeah,
generation
good
and
coaches.
my generation and stuff
Yeah.
like was kind of like a gap, bridging the gap from the old kind of like
Oh, yeah.
hard nosed type of
We're hard
way.
sparring every day.
yeah.
Yeah, we learned from you guys, man. You guys set an incredible example, and I'm forever grateful for that shit. I know Gavin is too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! Because if we kept doing like you said, we'd be a few years behind.
But it goes
For sure, for
beyond
sure.
fighting. It goes beyond fighting. It's just life. Like
Yeah.
like when I'm hanging out with Alan, I'll just watch stuff that he does. You know what I mean? And just be like, that doesn't even have to do with fighting. You know what I mean? And just kind of absorb it because it's like helping me
Osmosis.
grow into who I want to be.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Trust me, I watched him for a month.
Yeah.
I watched him for a month and
In the shower, out of the shower.
Nah.
Oh,
Nah. You gotta do that. You gotta do that.
that's what I'm here for, bro.
Gotta do
That's
it,
what I'm
man.
here for, brother.
Man, try to do it with or without Bilbo. Bilbo gonna Bilbo.
Yeah, you can't live with him and you cannot live without him.
Ooh, man, you gonna find a way.
Goober.
But
Continue.
I just
Yeah.
I watched him outside the shower on a performance floor and just seeing how like he has this dynamic personality that was like, even if he's not, I guess, the center of attention or the coach in that point in time, but just his movement alone would just attract eyes to like, hey,
Yeah.
this is I need to be, and he's like, shit, I'm just doing my thing
He's
right
just
now.
sending tweets and shit. But everybody's watching. All eyes
Bro,
on that
just-
dude. He's
man,
got that
just-
aura about him.
Just
He does,
watching.
he does.
I watched this dude move for 17 minutes nonstop, and he said 2 words to us. I was
That's-
like, yo,
And that's all it takes.
that's it. He pulled up in the truck playing Bob Marley, and I was like, how in the hell did this gonna happen? Yep. And, bro,
Yeah.
I watched him hop out the truck, did this thing. He jogged to the back end, to the mats. He did a little bit more. He saw us flipping the tire. Jump in. Yeah, we rolling. And he just, boom. And he was moving at a pace that even outpaced us because we was waiting. He was like, get 2 tires in here. And then he started flipping
We
the
can get 2 tires.
Flip other tires. Flip other tires. And we did it.
It must have been a Monday. Alan likes to
Man.
put in them works on Monday. He'll go in. He's like, had a good Sunday. Had a good Sunday. Lynn stressed me up. Trying to flip some tires.
Bro, it was hot as shit. He had on a long sleeve shirt and he was just
And a
moving.
beanie.
Everybody, bro, it was a 12-minute just AMRAP.
Yeah.
And
That
we
goes
got
hard.
stopped. we stopped, took a breath. I looked up. He got done flipping the tires. He gave me a fist pump, and I don't even know if he remembered. He gave me a fist pump, and then went to where y'all have at the time it was like the little punching bags.
Oh yeah.
Over there, like east of the.
I got you.
And 5 minutes, just move. I said, "Oh, dude, he just shit all over my workout without even."
So he
Just, I'm talking, bro, just shit all over the workout, and how y'all say like people would come and they would spar, throw up, and that's
what you would be having.
Our workout, like cats would come in, they would throw up. Hey, Quan, you don't have no easy button. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm like, totally respect it, but look, this ain't for everybody. What we do.
Yeah.
And he just, I said, yo, that's why his picture over there.
He ain't even breathing out of his mouth and shit.
That's why his picture over there. I said, yo, this motherfucker just destroyed the workout.
Gotta get in the zone, man. Gotta get in the zone.
To Bob Marley. And that's why I was like, and I'm like, I need to be listening to a certain kind of music to like get rolling. And that's why I start playing the Bob Marley here, because I'm like, the heart rate and managing and stuff like that. And he made me think about the whole science.
Dude, the reggae goes hard.
And
Any sort of reggae to me.
So like even if I'm doing like big compound movements and
I used to say it's the key to a happy life.
It is.
Yeah.
Key to a happy life. I used to tell people reggae.
And he would play it for like sparring and stuff too. It's
know what I'm saying? Like he was like punching that, and it threw me. It was so jarring.
Yeah.
It's like someone listening to Dolly Parton during a horror movie. I'm like, it's not supposed to make sense, but it's
watching a cat bark.
Bruh, it's making sound like
makes sense.
He just destroyed us listening to
Buffalo Soldier,
bro. So I wanna tap in. Finding different. Do y'all the musicality of it, or from the psychology of it? Because people talk about the fight song. Is that something that y'all really like? I ain't gonna say you tap into, but during training sessions, is that something that's
if you want to see a room full of people get into a groove, there's I think there is a certain song with a certain beat that'll make everybody do it. Like, you can't. To me, I won't jive with like a heavy metal. Some people when they spar, they like heavy metal.
I'm the same way.
That quick shit.
Yeah,
I'm much more. I want to hear the beat. I don't want any lost notes. That way I can find my groove. And I think reggae is really good at doing that shit because they have different instruments, right? They have different instruments than what we're used to. Even the guitars, they'll take 4 strings off that
man.
They will, and they'll play it different. It's to where they all kind of jive.
It's flowy.
And groove. Yeah,
it helps you flow.
It doesn't need to be reggae. I listen to Holla Back Girl. It don't matter. It don't matter as long as it's a good beat, to where I can hear every note in there that isn't muffled. You know, you can see 20 people in a room get a groove, find their shoulder movements, find their head movements, and you can see them all lock in. Like anybody who plays good music during sparring, everybody's having a much better time. Even the pace will come down some, and that's a win. That's a win. If the pace comes down just a little bit, love it.
How did you discover that?
Ooh, how did I discover that? I kind of just stumbled upon that. I think. I stumbled upon that just by
Christopher Columbus.
All the times where I needed to like get myself in a better mood or in the zone or whatever from training, and you just get burned out or whatever. So I started realizing that it wasn't really like the nature of like the genre of the music, but it was more about how it made me feel. And even sometimes I don't do this as much anymore, but I would just get stuck on just weird songs that nobody else would really like, but it just made me feel a certain way, because and I think what he was saying about the one song that there's some special songs that everybody is kind of, it's cool, but it could be something that is just whatever makes you feel that certain way. I think it has something to do with just like that. It kind of calms you, gives you a little serotonin or something.
And it'll bring just the energy out of you.
Yeah.
And that makes everybody else feel good.
One song that I always
I see it. See it goes hard.
What song is that?
Yeah, most people know that I jam to all the Sia songs.
See it goes hard.
Yeah.
I was gonna say follow you.
I like that Aurora.
I mean, bro,
I
that
like-
Imagine
I like
Dragons,
Aurora
man.
now, dude. For some reason, that little Norwegian girl.
Oh yeah.
She's funny to me. I like her.
How about you, man?
Man, honestly, for me, it's the reggae now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm stuck on the reggae still. You know? He put me onto it like 3 years ago, and ever since then, I'm like, that's what I like to train to.
Yeah.
You know, I love
Really?
that. Yeah, I
Really?
like to train to it.
Have you
I-
heard Sister Nancy yet?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. She goes
There-
hard.
Yeah.
There was a time where when I was really, but my second time where I could quit drinking, quit doing drugs, and like was super trying to get strict.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it for a long time, but I was using the music to give myself that dopamine hit,
Mm-hmm.
and so, that is part of what we're talking about. So but it's kind of more a little bit natural way to do it. But I just got really stuck on some things, and that there's a channel called Ganja Music, and it's
Okay.
just all these type of popular songs. So if you have reggae, and then you have like a bass and almost like a, I don't know, I guess you would say more of like a beat to it, or like a hip hop beat type of thing, mixed with a popular song that you know the lyrics to.
Yeah.
Like you're mixing all these things together, and I was really stuck on that for a while until I realized that I was addicted to it.
Yeah.
You know, but if I ever need to pull that out,
Yeah.
that's the
That's the way.
one.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Damn. So for me, it was like New Orleans bounce. I don't know if y'all familiar with
Okay.
that. With the Adele, with the Adele, and then that old New Orleans DJ kind of thing, and I'm like, that's what I think about with y'all,
that bourbon heat.
man. But just seeing him move, seeing him come in doing fast paced movements, but the contradiction of the slow pace that is reggae.
It's kind of poetic.
Bro, it was because
Yeah.
again, like when we're working out and we're training, they tell you in here, like if I'm working with a client or whatnot, I ain't trying to hear or see shit what y'all got going on. Like this is a priority of mine, and we're flipping tires, and it's hot, bro. It get hot outside in that dungeon. That's what I call it, the dungeon. Not everybody want to be out there. He got long sleeve shirts on, and he ain't stopped moving, and I'm just watching him. Man, what the? Hey, coach, you good? I said, nah. Big ass white boy, man. That's why he on the picture, bro. Like, that's him. Ain't nobody. I got football players, and they don't know Alan from a can of paint, bro, but they just like, coach, you looking at him? We need to look at him. I'm like, bro,
How are you not looking at this?
like, you see, like, he ain't stopped. And that tire ain't small.
Yeah.
Again, 12 minutes.
Well, neither is he. If I try to flip that damn time.
Yeah, bro. So that throws us into another one. People like having such a gifted athletic ability, but choosing to do something else when the norm is to go to the traditional route, that being like baseball, like your top sports for America. Again, this isn't combat sports isn't the top thing for Americans, but now y'all change that. I think you as a linebacker, you move like a.
Okay.
What made you choose?
Okay.
What made you choose to be a fighter?
You're so funny.
What made me choose to be a fighter? Okay, so there's a couple of different things, and so one thing is the idea of looking at it like a sport is not wrong, but that's a different perspective. I think martial arts is not a sport. Okay. So this is really important, I think, for the people. I know there's not enough that talk about this because it's always, when you get into the martial arts, you start comparing the different like disciplines, like taekwondo and jiu-jitsu and all this, and that's where the focus is about. But it's once you start fighting, once those people came together and start fighting each other, this is really just because of like communication. And without going too deep into it, like you just look at, it's like religion is the same thing, is you have different groups of people that don't know each other. They're far away from each other, but they're overall, like the concept is kind of the same.
Bloods and Crips.
No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
Not
You
quite.
said communication.
Not quite. That was funny though.
It could be. I mean,
He said no.
yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that.
He said communication. I'm gonna stand on it. He said no, but
Whatever.
No, I see the vision with that. I saw the vision.
So what I'm saying is all right, you look at martial arts, it's not a sport, and it's not really meant to be you just have to go back further and realize what it is. Martial art is a philosophy lived out, basically.
okay.
So it's like that. It's the total martial means basically it overrules everything. And you know what art is? It's the art that overrules every other type of art.
So not martial law.
So it's the
martial
art of life. So basically what it is another way of saying philosophy. But you can't say philosophy because it's an actual lifestyle lived out. So that's what martial arts is, and that's what I think of. So when fighting is just one part of it.
Okay.
You know, like that's just one part of it. And then you start to get different styles out of that. And then over the time, that is all lost, and all it is style, and it turns into a sport. So you can see it in one way; it's all evolved there, but the underlying idea of it is still there. You know, so
there's so much more depth in it than just like someone along the line. I guess like the greatest game of telephone. Along the line, like it got diluted, and all the other things or the principles and the due diligence or whatnot, the depth, it just got lost to just this. It's just
I think so. I definitely think so.
Yeah. And you could say that. You could say it's been diluted. It's just there's just some people that can't really see it like that. But but if you just look at the men that you know that have a value oriented life and are taking care of themselves, at some point they get wise enough to work on all the different things. You know, their communication and their relationships, their own health. And, being a good dad or whatever. And then there's also, being able to, survive in the wild, being able to fight someone. And what are some other examples of that? I mean, just anything, hunting, all these things is like being well-rounded, being like a well-rounded person. Those people are embodying like what martial arts is, and like yoga is, like we think of yoga and we think of just women in a class or whatever. Yeah. But yoga is an actual martial arts. You know what I mean? It's like a
discipline.
Martial art is more like your religion in a way. You know what I mean? It's just it's how you live your lifestyle. When you look at it like that, you start to see what he's actually trying to say. Yeah. He can't really articulate it because he's trying to talk to someone that's seeing it as a sport. But he's like, no, this is just, I'm just a martial artist. This is just
waking up.
This is my lifestyle.
I'm just
even if you have a job or whatever to make money, just making money is part of your whole life philosophy or whatever.
That's not talked about enough.
Yeah, we can get into that.
God, that's not talked about enough.
Go for it. Man.
See, he's able to articulate it so well. Exactly what the three of us are thinking.
But that's the experience of it, and that's what like people. Application. Education is, to me, education is too heavily leaned on where you have this piece of paper, but experience. Experience in the knowledge
instead of just memorization.
Knowledge is one thing, but the application component of it and doing it over and over and over. Like I think the 10,000 hour rule is one for the win.
I saw a quote recently that reminds me of it. It said something like,
"Thank you, Al."
It said something like knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. So it's just applying things.
Man, that application. Is. So when he was talking, you wanted to get in there.
Oh, come on. Just about having a job outside of fighting. Yeah. I don't think that's talked about enough because no one talks about it really. Like all you see is UFC or you watch UFC or you watch one even, and they don't go like, oh, this guy used to be a construction worker and he used to work 10 hours a day and then train for 3 hours at night and then stay incredibly disciplined throughout the day while everyone around him is smoking Newports and drinking 4 Monster Energies a day or Red Bulls or something of that nature, going out on the weekends and getting absolutely trashed. Yeah. Doing a bunch of drugs. Like, you don't see that. Muhammad Ali used to talk about it. They were like, hey, what's the hardest thing about fighting? He goes, staying out of the clubs on the weekends.
Yeah.
Staying
Yeah, I
away
remember
from
that.
the girls. And you're like, oh.
That
He
is the
said it-
worst Muhammad Ali I've ever
Yeah. Yeah, I do better when I know the guy. Yeah, but like, I do better when I know the guy. But yeah, I didn't know Muhammad. You got a better one?
No.
All right.
I,
Oh, hater bitch. All right. But no one
that,
really
was just,
talks.
that was just disrespectful.
It was bad. It was bad. He's not around. My bad, dog.
Rolling.
My bad, dog. Nah, but a lot of the fighters today have that. They're like, man, I can't get it because I gotta go to work. And even me, some days, like I come in
Yeah.
here, I can't come. You know what I'm saying? Can't come. I work that morning.
Yeah.
But that's just one thing you got to do. You got to kind of set your life up to train and have this lifestyle, not the latter. I had to quit a job that was working me 10 hours a day, $23 an hour. It was really nice, but I came to this crossroad to where I was going to be a good electrician or a good fighter.
Speaking of an electrician, the guy that just fought Shakur Stevenson this past Saturday in a, what is it, 10? I think it was 10 rounds.
Something crazy,
Yeah, that they went and he lost.
but still,
But he was he's like a full-time electrician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know how hard that is.
Oh, I saw that. Didn't he fight
Yeah.
on like a 2 days notice or something like that? He got a
like
call while
That's
he was
crazy.
at work or something.
Wow.
And got on the plane like that day.
Listen, dude, your
Something
body
crazy like
is
that.
just ruined. Your body is so tired. As soon as you get to the gym after like day 3 of working 10, 12 hours, and you're in there and you're like, I got to spar all these guys. And some of them are pros that only take care of their body throughout the day and then come in here, they rested all day for sparring so they can be at their best.
Yeah.
And you're slugging in there, you're taking off your work boots and you're filthy and you don't have your hair cut, you're not feeling too hot. You're not feeling good. You're not looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, you ate Subway for the 3rd day in a row, and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna have to spar these guys right now. And you go in there and you get dog walked for weeks at a time, or sometimes you just don't feel like you're making any sort of progress. And sometimes you're not, depending on how tired you are. You can get the 1%, but dude, as soon as you start setting your life up to train and be a martial artist, that's when I feel promotes growth the most.
Well, the thing is if you are somebody who is a martial artist, I feel like if you don't get to train, you're miserable.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? So
Oh my
that's
God.
another reason why you have to make sure that you have time for it, not just to reach a certain goal, but
Yeah.
you're just miserable if you don't get to.
Jesus,
you
yeah.
know, you're just like,
That's one of the biggest things right there, bro.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
What's that mean?
Oh,
How much time we got?
He has work. He has
all right,
work.
but this is work.
How much time we got left?
To segue.
How much time we got
Give
left?
me a strong 10.
Oh, I was about to say his client's right outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to say is
Talk to me.
go to transition back to Gavin because I feel like this is a lot about Gavin.
Yes.
This is Gavin's
You
episode.
we got off on something else, but you asked me when I decided or how I became a fighter.
You
or,
choose to
or-
fight.
or whatever. And when I was coming up, dude, it wasn't really an option. It wasn't really like something that I aspired to be. Although I was doing martial arts and that was a big part of my life, but I just never put the 2 and 2 together that was like a career option. You know, I did actually think about being involved in like a business way because when I was like 12 years old, I made this whole gym like blueprint of like all this with the boxing ring and with weights and like a
Nice.
smoothie bar
That's
and all
crazy hearing
this.
that
And there's
now.
like a martial
Smoothie
arts.
bar, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, my mom would tell you all about it, but
That'd go hard.
I had this vision of this kind of like, you know, facility or whatever, you know, when I was a kid. And it was like a martial arts combined with like, you know, the gym and boxing and all this cool stuff. But I once I got a little bit older, I was really just trying to avoid just any other type of, I wanted to be like either like go to Hollywood or like be a baseball player or something like that, you know? So then I got to a point where there was like a crossroads as an adult to where I had to make a decision and like be serious about it. And it was actually starting to get where there was some people making money with it, you know? I was like, okay, there's different things I can do. I can teach, I can do this, and I might be able to make money with it. And no matter if it's something that you do forever or whatever. It was a full commitment. So there's a moment where I had to make that decision. So I guess to answer that is there was, you just kind of flow into it and find your way. And I think that's where Gavin is now. And that's what I would like to, that's what I think people should hear about, is how it's pretty recent for him to make that like full decision. Would probably be really good for his growth too. Is to to talk about how, before, we were just really, he wasn't for sure about what he wanted to do. And I was just like letting him figure that out for himself and let it be natural.
And that was the best way to do it too. That was the best way to do it. Cause like I had so many people pushing me in a certain direction, like, oh, you need to do this, and just kind of breathing down my neck. It made me want to do it even less. But Alan was always he was not pushy, he just let me be, and then I guess he kind of knew that I would find my way anyway. And like, I didn't make the commitment to fighting before, like before I was just, I'm going to find ways to make money, like I'm going to train because that's what I love to do. Yeah. And fighting was just something that I felt like I had to do as a martial artist. Like,
was it fear of failure?
Yeah, 100%. But I think it was also fear of success.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah. And that was a new thing that I'd been introduced to, you know? So both sides of it. Yeah. But then recently I had gotten a new job, and I was only there for, I'm not going to say where it was, but I was only there for a little bit, and I was like, this sucks and I hate this so much, And I kind of realized, I was like, no matter what I do, it's going to be hard, And so I need to do something that's truly what I want, It's going to be hard still, but at least it's going to be what I want. And I can still fail doing something that I hate, Yeah. So I texted him, and I was like, man, I need to just go for it. Like I need to go for just fighting, And even if I shot for the stars and landed on the moon, if I didn't become like a world champion or something like that, and I just ended up getting a big name and having my own gym somewhere, that still is my dream life. That's still my dream life, So I just told him, I was like, I'm making that commitment to fighting now, to fighting. And like he was part of that. He was part of me realizing that,
part of that process, part of that announcement.
But like I said, he was somebody that I always looked up to, and then getting closer to him, I saw more and more like how normal he was. And then it kind of showed me like, this isn't just a dream. This isn't just something that can't actually happen in real life. This guy that I know is doing it right now.
And he's not that different.
And he's not that. Me and him are really similar, actually.
That's a cool thing to watch, like a hero be similar.
Yeah,
and we've had those moments too. Not to cut you off, Bilbo. I'm sorry, but like we had those moments too with him, with me and him, and I was like, I'm like, damn, dude, it's pretty cool because again, my first true interaction was watching him move for 17 minutes non-stop.
Yeah,
that was just like in these humid ass conditions. Just like, bro, okay. And I'm a UFC fan. I'm a sports guy, so I'm like, I've seen him on the video game. I've seen him. I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah,
But like as engaging more conversation, he has a certain level of humanity to him, and that's just he's just earthly.
Yeah,
and that's him. Like, bro, it's a normal ass dude. Like he bleed like I bleed.
And a lot of fighters are like that, just so chill.
Yeah, man, just so chill, bro. And that's bro. Again, like extremely humble. Yeah. He not gonna. I'm this guy, but it's just like
makes him more that guy.
It makes him more that guy though.
You're doing it. You don't even know it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like again, I found myself watching him again. I come in here, new position, sitting down in a dark room, and I'm just sitting there watching. And I'm like, all right, one person is trying to instruct the class, but clearly everybody's looking at this. They're just watching him. Right. Just watching. He's not even, hey, y'all watch me.
Yeah, he ain't doing shit. Dude's over there eating a Crunch bar.
Bro, zig a little to the right, and then all the eyes.
That's why we're all like this now. He's like a kind of a good embodiment of the saying, those who praise themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be praised. You know, like that's why we're all sitting here doing this.
He has no reason to be in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
Late, but here.
Late, but fashionably late with the awesome flower.
Thank you, Liz. Damn it, Liz. Damn it, Liz. Came in fashion.
Y'all didn't want me here with the way I was smelling. Yeah. Take a shower.
That's true. You smell like Jim.
To kind of wrap it up, man, if anyone else, like as far as like a young athlete that's on those crossroads and just needs some kind of like inspiration or whatnot, what would you say to a younger Gavin or, to that person?
I would say make the decision and be sure about it. Don't halfway make the decision. Make the decision and be sure about it, because my whole time, like, ever since I started fighting, like actually competing, I was so unsure about it. I'm just like, I just have to compete because that's like, I'm not going to feel like a real martial artist if I don't compete, But then I competed, and people started pushing me more in that direction, saying like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. And it made me want to do it even less. But now I realize like I can do it. I'm not afraid of success, and I'm not afraid of failing because I've already failed before, So just what I would say is make the decision and be sure about it, but also don't be afraid to fail, because you will. You will, and it's going to hurt, but you make it happen. Yeah.
Yo, man. All right, you guys, this has been chapter 10, and we'll see you on the next. Come on.
All right.